So we have rumors about that Pixel Fold device that will be coming out in the fall this year. But before we dive into all of these topics, once again, thank you for taking time out to watch this. Again, if you have not subscribed to this channel and you enjoy getting up-to-date tech news delivered straight to you in video form, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well. And if you have friends or family that enjoy this type of content, make sure you share this out with them as well. All right, let's jump into this. Gotta get some of my smoothie, which I put a kombucha in there today just to switch it up for you. So first story, the Pixel Fold 2 might skip the Tensor G3 and add more RAM. So this is something that we've been hearing about this week. And we have some more concrete information. So let's dive into this article. According to a source, Google is currently testing the Tensor G4 G chip paired with a whopping 16 gigabytes of RAM in the Pixel Fold 2. Now, if it does hold true that they put 16 gigabytes of RAM in there, that will be the first time that a Pixel device will have 16 gigabytes of RAM. I believe the Pixel Fold had 12 gigabytes of RAM. So if they do jump up to 16, that will be a first for them. If this pans out, the Pixel Fold 2 will likely launch alongside the Pixel 9 series rather than mid-year at I/O, like we saw in the Pixel Fold. So 2023 was a big year for foldable phones. Google, for example, finally entered the foldable market with the Pixel Fold, a book-style foldable phone released in May, powered by the company's in-house Tensor G2 chipset. And that was one of the contentions about the Pixel Fold, was the fact that they launched with a G2 Tensor chipset. Most people wanted them to launch with something that was a little more powerful than that. So that was the one drawback that we had with the Pixel Fold. So hopefully they won't make that mistake with the Pixel Fold 2 and launch with a less powerful, older gen technology. Hopefully they can go to that G4, which is what this article is talking about. So skipping Tensor G3 for 2024 variant, a source which the name Anonymous reached out and informed us that Google has been testing the Pixel Fold 2 internally for the past couple of months. Early prototypes of the foldable featured Google's Tensor G3 chipset, codenamed Zuma, but recent prototypes have shifted the rumored Tensor G4 chipset, codenamed Zuma Pro. So that just looks like it's just an upgraded version of the Tensor G3, which means is the G4 a full-fledged jump forward over the 3? We won't know until we start getting some more concrete information, maybe seeing some benchmarks, but it looks like that they are going to skip the 3 and just go up to the G4. This change during development suggests that Google might skip the Pixel Fold 2 with the G4 chipset instead of the Tensor G3, but we don't know for sure. If Google is shifting gears on the chipset, it's possible it could change when the new foldables launch too. If Google plans to launch the Pixel Fold 2 at this year's I/O, then it's less likely it will include the Tensor G4. But if I/O comes and goes with no Pixel Fold 2 launch, then skipping Tensor G3 isn't out of the question. Yeah, so if they want to hit that mark in the I/O, which usually comes up in the fall, not in the fall, but the summer, then yeah, they're going to have to go with the G3. But if they skip it and go to the fall, then chances are it's a good bet that they will be moving to the G4. So here's hoping that they do go to the G4. I would rather see them delay the device a little bit, put a more powerful processor in there. We're told the Pixel Fold 2 is just at the beginning of engineering validation test stage, which means it's several iterations away from mass production. So it's a little ways away. While full specs of the upcoming chipset remain a mystery, it's expected only to be a modest improvement over last year's Tensor G3. The Tensor G4 is expected to feature a mix of ARM's Cortex X4, A720, and A520 core CPUs. The chipset is rumored to be fabricated by Samsung as opposed to TSMC, though Google is reportedly planning to shift to TSMC to fabricate the Tensor G5. So, quickly here, just to give you a quick picture of it. So we also had some leaks about what the actual device will look like in terms of the hardware itself, what the phone's gonna look like. they're opting for a more shorter, narrower device, and the camera bump, as you see here, is definitely changing. So they're going away from the camera bar going across the device and then moving it over to what it looks like just a corner or island, which it will. I'm not a fan of the way they put their cameras, how they have that big old fat bar coming across. Never been a fan of that. Hoping that they will do this and shift away from that, but we'll see how that will come out. But this looks like this is an out in the wild. Somebody got their hands on it, and they leaked it to us so we can see it. Alongside the new chipset, our source told us that the current prototypes of the Pixel Fold 2 feature 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM and 265 gigabytes of UFS 4.0 storage. So looks like you're going to opt for the new faster UFS storage. So that is a good thing to see. So that's the information for the Pixel Fold. Looks like things are lining up. Hopefully, again, they skip the G3, the Tensor G3, and just move over to the G4 so they can ship with a more powerful, capable device. Again, the Fold was a good device. The reviews were pretty solid on there. But if they want to continue to try to leap forward, make some gains in the foldable space, come out with that hardware. Just nail it. Do not skimp on the specs. And it looks like that they're not going to. So here's hoping that they do go about that the right way. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, if you have any comments, questions, jump down in the comment section. Let me know. What are your thoughts about anything that I'm talking about? Even if it's not something I'm talking about, just get down there in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel here and you enjoy getting tech news and staying up to date with the latest in the tech world, then you hit the right channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you share this out with any friends or family that may be interested in this type of content as well. If you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news and want even more tech news, head over to the website soundsnerdy.com, where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web, and I cover Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website at soundsnerdy.com. But until that, guys, stay nerdy.